Hello, mere pyare bachcho. Welcome back. I know, exams are just around the corner and the tension must be building up. But don't you worry one bit. Today we're going to tackle this William Blake chapter and I promise we'll make it so simple and so clear you'll remember it forever. So just take a nice deep breath, really. Tension nahi lene ka. By the end of this, you're gonna feel super confident about these poems. We're gonna smash this topic together and get those full marks. Ready? Chalo, let's start. Okay, so first things first, who was this guy, William Blake? Well, he lived a long time ago, more than 200 years back. But trust me, he was way more than just some old poet. He was a truly fascinating and creative person. Now just look at this. The man was a poet. Okay, we know that. But he was also a painter and an engraver. That means he didn't just write the words, he drew the pictures for them, and then he even carved the whole thing onto metal plates to print them. Talk about a one-man army. You know, you could say he was the original multimedia artist. Seriously, think about your favorite YouTubers or Instagram creators today. They shoot, they edit, they post, they do the whole thing, right? Blake was doing exactly that, but all by hand, centuries ago. He created the entire experience. How cool is that? Right. Now, here is the most important thing you need to understand. Blake wrote 2 sets of poems, and they're like 2 sides of the same coin. First, you have Songs of Innocence. This is the world seen through a child's eyes, pure, full of hope, and God is everywhere. But then you flip the coin and you get Songs of Experience. This is the world seen by an adult, full of suffering, fear, and all the problems we see around us. This contrast, this is the key to everything. So let's start with the happy side, shall we? We're jumping into Songs of Innocence with a really beautiful poem called The Divine Image. This one is all about the goodness inside humanity.
And just look at this. This is his own artwork for the poem. See how beautiful and flowing it is? It just feels so gentle and hopeful. The art itself tells you the mood of the poem before you even read a single line.
Now, in this poem, Blake talks about 4 amazing qualities. He calls them the virtues of delight. They are mercy, pity, peace, and love. For him, these aren't just words. He believed these are the divine, godlike parts that exist inside every single one of us. And look at how clearly he says it in this part of the poem. He's saying mercy isn't some abstract idea. It's right there, in a human heart. Pity? You can see it on a human face. Love is what makes the human form divine, and peace is like the clothes we wear. He's directly connecting these godly things to us, to normal people. So what's the simple funda here? The main idea of the divine image is this. God is not some faraway person sitting in the sky. For Blake, God lives inside us through our ability to show mercy, pity, peace, and love. In this state of innocence, we are all divine. It's such a hopeful and beautiful thought, isn't it? Okay, get ready for a big shift. We're flipping the coin now. We're moving from Songs of Innocence to Songs of Experience. And this next poem, The Human Abstract, well, it's a huge reality check. And you can see that change just by looking at the art. Wow, look how different this is. It's so much darker, the person looks trapped and troubled, the tree is all twisted. The picture alone tells you we're in a much more complicated and sad world now. Now listen to these first lines because, whoa. Blake says that pity wouldn't even exist if we didn't make some people poor. And we wouldn't need mercy if everyone was as happy as us. Just think about that. He's suggesting that these so-called good virtues only exist because bad things and suffering exist in the first place. It's a shocking idea. So what is he trying to say? His point is that in the real world, the world of experience, these pure virtues get twisted. He's arguing that it is society with its selfishness and cruelty that creates problems like poverty and unhappiness. And then we feel good about ourselves for showing a little pity or mercy. It's a very sharp criticism of how humans behave. He then describes this powerful image, a poisonous tree growing right inside the human brain. It all starts with fear and selfishness. This fear pretends to be humility. This fake humility hides itself in mystery. And out of that mystery grows a deadly fruit, the fruit of deceit. And in the shadow of this horrible tree, only evil things like the raven, a symbol of death, can live. It's a dark, terrible chain reaction. Okay, bachcho, full attention here, please. This next part is absolutely crucial for your exams. We're going to put the 2 poems right next to each other to see the clear difference. This is your ultimate revision slide, so focus. Let's break it down.
The divine image from Innocence says humanity is naturally good, but the human abstract from Experience says no, society corrupts us. In Innocence, virtues like mercy and pity are pure and God-given, but in Experience, they are just a reaction to the suffering that we create. Innocence sees a world connected by love. Experience sees a world driven by fear and selfishness. One view is simple and hopeful, the other is critical and complex. See how they are perfect opposites? All right, enough theory. Let's see how you can use all this knowledge to answer a real exam question. This is how we make sure you get those full marks we talked about. So here's a very common question you might get from your textbook. How do mercy, pity, peace, and love get distorted in the human brain? When you see this question, what is it really asking? It's asking you to explain the dark ideas from the human abstract and contrast them with the pure ideas from the divine image. And here's your blueprint for the perfect answer. Just follow these steps. 1. Start by briefly explaining the Innocence view that these virtues are pure and divine. 2. Introduce the Experience view from the human abstract. 3 and 4. Give the specific points. Pity exists because of poverty. Mercy exists because of unhappiness. 5. Add the point that even peace in this world is often just based on fear of each other, not real love. And 6, your conclusion, these divine virtues get twisted and distorted by human cruelty, selfishness, and fear. Simple, structured, full marks guaranteed. So, to wrap it all up, what's the final takeaway? Blake isn't saying one is right and the other is wrong. His main point, the really crucial idea, is that he saw both of these states inside every one of us. We all have that pure, divine child of innocence within us, but we also have to live as the troubled, complicated adult of experience. And we're done! See, it wasn't so tough after all, was it? All the very, very best for your exams, Bacho. I know you are all going to do wonderfully. And I'll leave you with a little something to think about. When you look at the world around you today, which state do you see more of? Innocence or experience? Think about it. Bye for now.